What is going on, you guys? Happy Monday. Markets just opened. Looks like the top mover this morning is INM as it's gapping up from 10 to 15, trying to get a morning squeeze going on up over to a new high. Let's jump into things here. See what opportunities this market gives us today. We've had our eyes on INM the past few days after it did this 1 for 25 split here. From 850, it just kept creeping its way up to 10. Looks like here on Friday, it got a nice little gap up, but failed and came back at the end of the day. So we could see this thing get a really good run on it. It's got room to run up to that 200-day moving average up to 2130s. So we'll see how this sets up. Wait for a good pullback on it or something. Let it retrace. A big runner last week, SHPH. This one was a wild one, running from 12 all the way up to a high of 46. This one's still lingering around near its highs. Someone could potentially get squeezed on it. This one's worth keeping an eye on. Nice rally here in the SPY the last 4 days. 388 all the way up to 410. Even Pixie had a good run the last few days as well, from 12 up to 38 bucks. These are some big movers. Keep our eyes on the scanners and see what pops up for us. AMC's getting a nice little move too, after bottoming out at 8, running up the last 2 days up to 10. This could run up here to 11, and then 1250. We got PNT Point Biopharma Global starting to pick up some steam here. 74 million float. $10-minute breaking up to new highs. It can get up over 11. This can run up to about almost 14. this. I'm gonna draw a line out here at 10. See if it could start building up off of 10. I'm gonna add that to the watch list. TNT. PNT, not PMT. SHPH getting a nice climb this morning from 36 up to 41. MEGL, this one really got beat down. If this can start establishing off of 5 and building up, it needs to break up over 550. We get up over 550, this thing could start picking up and start getting a nice run on it. It's got a lot of room to bounce. Just need that momentum. So I'll put an alert on MEGL. BIAF is another one. New name IPO. When it opened way over here at 8, it ran up to 15. And then since then, it's gotten drilled all the way down to 4. I'll put an alert on this one at 550. A lot of people are probably watching this INM. Let me fix this. Could see it rip up here to 1550. But this one, it just went on a big rip from 10 to 16 nonstop. It could flush down here to 13. I still got my eyes open for any new names to pop up. Good morning, Calvin. How we doing today? DWAC has got a decent setup potentially on it. Just no volume. It's trying to gear up right here to get a nice push on up. This is more of like a swing trade though. ENT. A lot of these stocks, they're up a lot. See, like AMC, for example, it's now in 1, 2, 3, day 4 of its up move. It's a bit overextended. SHPH 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. The last 5 days, this one's been in play. Pixie, the last 3 days, this has been up. A lot of these are just, they've been in play for too long. INM, this is really like day 1 of it getting up and going. So I think that this one's definitely the one to keep our eyes on. Let it pull back, do its thing, and then Maybe at around 10:30 we get a good rip on it. Let it pull back. The of God, never to look it, never to forget. Yeah, DWAC, this is one is more of a swing trade. APE. Yeah, this one's getting a good pop on it. Can grind all the way on up to $7. AMC Entertainment. AMC Entertainment. What is this thing? APE. Is this an ETF or something? see, this thing has done its thing and broken out. See here, it was in a downtrend for the longest, and it finally poked its head up out of that downtrend right here. And then it established itself right here, consolidating at 5. And from that 5, it pushed up to 550, pulled back, and now off we go. This is how you go back and see. So if we were to measure from the high up here all the way down to the low, you could look for a nice little bounce on it and then look at levels where the stock fell through from. So here, for example, that's $7. That's the last significant level that this stock broke down from. So we could push on up to that level and then pull back. This one it's primed and ready. When was that? From September 2nd all the way to September 12th. So it took 10 days for this to consolidate here for that breakout. This is more of a swing trade play here. Wow, the SPY is really up and running. That's good. Watch out. Watch out and keep your eye on MEGL. Nothing's going on with it right now. I got it up in the background. But this one's been consolidating for quite some time. We break up over that 550. We could start. This has got a lot of room to run. Same thing with VIAF. These new name IPOs. I can see INM running up again. Just let it do its thing. Let it pull back from this run up it just had this morning. That's a big run up from $10 running all the way up nonstop to $16 like that. Let it rest and pull back. Then we can catch that rebound later on. ARQQ. It's been a minute. See, INM, it's already done just over 7 million in volume on the day. Look at that volume spike on the 10-minute. And now it's just getting a little pullback. This thing could easily rip right back up to new highs. When a rebel vengeance breathe, time will only tell. SHPH, that thing is just rounding out at 40 bucks. That thing could continue to squeeze on up. Right now, INM, it's battling its line right now. Could pop to 15, but I would like to see it personally pull back to 13. This thing, it's got potential for sure. Just got to be patient with it. You can't jump the gun. Market's only been open for 30 minutes. Plenty of opportunity and time out here. SPY is S&P 500. It's still running. See, look at SHPH. Breaks up over 43 and 46. This is going to be at new highs. The stock's got a good chance of running up to 50. It's more of a high risk play though, I think. This thing's going to be moving dollars. See, look at how effortless it just ripped up from $40 to $44.50. That's a big move. INM's trying to break up over that VWAP. I don't think it's gonna go yet, INM. I think we're gonna flush right back down. This is the what we like to call truffle shuffle right here. Anytime you see a stock just shimmying like this up to a level it broke down from, expect for a flush out. Over time of seeing setups fail and seeing setups work, seeing different charts in your career as a trader, you'll start to come up with your own lingo for setups that you spot. Yup. ARQQ. Yeah, this is just a pump and dump stock. ARQQ. If you've been around, ARQQ has ran in the past. ARQQ, it could run up to 8, almost 850, and then 12. You know, PNT has a big wedge. I could see INM continuing to push up to a new high. ARQQ just reopened. INM, watch out for it. It's approaching 8 million in value. Just crossed over 8 million. Nice push. Nice push. Just under 14 bucks. So far it's pushed up to 1520s. Volume starting to pour into it. $8.5 million in volume so far. It's like I tell you guys, you got to see the setup before it happens. And once you get so many of these under your belt, you just start to anticipate them. It's gonna exhaust itself. It's a good $2 push to the upside nonstop from 14 to 16 its high a day. So expect a flush out right back down here to the VWAP in 1450 area. And like we've been talking about, watch for that high of day break. Breaks high of day up there. Our next stop is going to be $20. Easy. I was $1.75 off from the low I called out. I said I'd like to see 13. It bottomed out here at 13.75. Look at all that volume just pour into it. We're already at 9.5 million in volume. You do not want to be the person buying up here at the high on INM. And it's official, we hit a new high. ARQQ still looks good too. Hell yeah. ARQQ could definitely run up and hit 850. Top two stocks of the day. ARQQ and INM. Followed by SHPH. There we go. INM. New high of day running up to almost 17. Next stop is for it. It's going to be 20 bucks. All right, let me make a clip real quick. INM, the top runner of the day so far. Markets have only been open for 1 hour. It's Monday, September 12th, 10:33 a.m. Eastern Time. INM has ran pre-market from $10, running up to a high it just hit at $17. That's a nice $7 per share run up, all within a couple hours. This stock has been on our radar the last few days, ever since it did its split way over here in September 7th. You see, it did a 1 for 25 reverse split. It trickled down here to 8, and it just kept popping up. This day right here is Friday. Got a nice little gap up pre-market. It failed, sold off back down to 9, and then at the end of the day, Friday, from 9, got a nice rip up here to $13. Now, as traders, you really got to pride yourself and focus on stocks that have proven themselves and that they can run and pop, because this is where you're going to make your money. If you're focusing on stocks that have clearly shown in the past that they don't like to run, that they don't like to pop, they don't like to hold their gains, you're wasting your time. Stocks are like people. They have a memory. And traders like to look out for these little characteristics in setups like this. So, for example, look at INM here on Friday. Doesn't look like much, and it doesn't really have that much volume. And we're all different. The stock market, it's a big marketplace filled with opportunity. There's opportunity left and right. Setups that you may see, you may tell yourself that, hey, that's a good opportunity right there. Somebody else could look at that and say, I don't see no opportunity there. It's a waste of my time. Always gravitate to what grabs your attention as a trader. Now, for me, I like stocks that like to rip and move fast. This is where I make my money. I've always been gravitated to the stocks that just like to rip. So with INM here on Friday, here from $9.50, clearly it likes to rip and run. From $9.50, we get a nice spike up to $13. That's a nice, what, $4.50 run up here, all within a few minutes, maybe 5 minutes. To me, I see opportunity in that. So that's telling me that the stock likes to run and rip. So that's a characteristic that I'm going to focus and pay attention to. Now that we fast forward, we go into the weekend, and now we wake up Monday, and now we see that this stock, it's gapping up pre-market, and it's risen from $10 a share right here, and it had a nice climb all the way up to a high of $15 right there pre-market. That's a nice $5 per share run up. So it's one of the top stocks gapping up in the morning. It had a nice pop on Friday. I'm going to want to keep my eyes on it for any type of opportunity. So you got to tell yourself little things too. Like right when that market opens, everybody's always looking to jump in. They don't want to miss out on the action. You need to take a step back and realize and tell yourself that, hey, this stock from $10 right here, it just ran up nonstop, all pre-market. It ran up nonstop, $5 a share. And then right when that market opens, You got a quick little pop right there up to $16. So from 10 to 16, the stock has ran up non-stop, really with no break at all. So you could see when we zoom in here, there was a real fast, quick opportunity on it. But for me, I don't like trading within the first 10 to 20 minutes of the market open. It's just too volatile and things happen and move so fast. You could get in on something, be up real big and in a blink of an eye, and then it could be all gone and then you're in the red. It's too emotional, and it's too emotional for me, so I stay away from it. I like to look for more big picture ideas. So right here, real quickly, from 14, you had a real quick snap up to 16. That's a $2 move right there in a blink of an eye, and then it fell down to $13.50 and made a new low of day. Letting the stock set up, you're drawing out, and this all takes time and practice, you guys, by putting in that screen time. I have countless videos on my YouTube channel breaking down setups like this. You got to put in that work, put the screen time in, see these setups over and over and over again. So I instantly said we need to get some type of pullback on INM. It needs to set up, and then we could come back later on and re-break the high of day and push to a new high. We just need some type of pullback. The stock, it needs to rest. It just had a good run. So from this morning, when it topped out at 16, you could see it almost like wedged out right here. It wedged out and it fell through. It fell through the VWAP there at $14.50, and it pulled down here just under $14. Now I wanted it to pull down to $13. Why $13? Well, a good retracement that a lot of traders like to look out for is a 50% retracement. So if I just draw a simple Fibonacci retracement, and I have countless Fibonacci videos on my channel teaching you how to work with Fibonacci drawing tools. Just simply draw a retracement measuring from the low down here at 10 all the way up to the high it hit this morning, right there at 1626. Now, if we look at the levels on this Fibonacci, 50% is it's not technically a Fibonacci number, but 50% is a level that a lot of traders like to look out for when stocks like to retrace. So that's where I got my $13 from this morning. We didn't pull back to that 50%. I was $1 off. It pulled back 38% right here. So we pulled back, it double bottomed, and from that, it starts to lift up. Now, this is where your experience and screen time comes into play. By seeing these setups over and over and over and over again, you're training your eyes. You're getting used to the environment. This is how you start to anticipate these moves in the future because you've seen them so many times. You know the area that the stock broke from right here in that VWAP. It's hovering just underneath that VWAP. It's proven Friday that it likes to run and rip. It's proven pre-market that it likes to run and rip. Now keep your eyes on it for a potential breakout later on in the day. Sure enough, from 9:45 when it broke through right here, you patiently wait, half an hour at 10:15, it starts to get up over that VWAP and we start to push on up, and look at all this volume start to just come in right here. And from 14, we grind and push all the way up to a new high of day at $17. We pull back. Now, the old high from this morning, $16, is now holding as support. And from that, we're pushing up and we're testing the highs again. And it's just back and forth, back and forth. And this is just basic technical analysis where old highs become the new support. And now we're setting up for a potential breakup on higher. And you just got to train your eyes, break down these charts, know what to look for. I see a lot of people, they over clutter their charts with all of these different indicators and moving averages, and they overlook the simplicity of it. Keep your charts bare bone, basic, like I do, and just go back and break it down. Bare bone basics, put it all together. That way it makes clear sense, and you can keep your eyes out for these types of moves in the future. Now, I know I talk a bit fast, and a lot of what I said probably went over a lot of your guys' heads, but go through and watch my video library. Look at how I break down a lot of these stocks. I've been doing this for quite some time now, and I think I have well over 1,000 videos on my YouTube channel, and there are just so many examples that I have broke down time and time again, and you will start to see that, hey, a lot of the same thing happens time and time and time again. You just have to train yourself for it. Just a quick little lesson to start off the week. It's good to be back rocking with you guys. I'm going to put an end to this one, and we'll continue the live stream. Just thought I'd make a quick little lesson here. Yeah, we had our eyes this morning on a few names, but INM was the one that I was really focused on. Going back to last week, remember when I called out it did a reverse split? Well, like 3 years ago, stocks that did splits, that was a go-to playbook play there for a moment. Low float stocks that did reverse splits were taken off and running. And you may see them from time to time run and take off like it did today. It's just all about developing your playbook and knowing what's worked in the last few years. They may pop up and run again for old time's sake, you know? This year, all of 2022, it's been nothing but new name IPOs. Now going into the future here, within the next 3 to 5 years, you're going to keep your eye out for IPO runners because you knew how hot they were. Oh yeah, PXMD. This one's starting to perk up there. Got a nice little squeeze going on there. So we got a few levels here, it looks like. It's gonna run up here to 450. Find resistance there. Then it's probably gonna pull back down and try to probably find support at 4. If we break up through 450, it's gonna run up here to 5. And then from 5 up to 550-ish, $6, it's looking like we're going to want to take it in 50 cent intervals with PXMD. So the average to range 50 cent. Then if we get up over 650s, this thing can really start to run. 2.3 million float. It's a good call there, Rome PXMD. I'll add that to the watch list. Another name we had our eyes on this morning was PNT. That one stalled out though. See, this one was gapping up a little pre-market with no volume. And then right out of the open, it ran from 950 all the way up to 11. And then it formed this huge wedge right here. We said here in the Discord, your best bet for PNT is to wait for that wedge breakout, let it pick its direction, and then potentially play the continuation of the pattern breakout. So now that PNT has broken to the downside, watch for it to continuation for the downside. So it'll probably pop right back up to here to 10 where it broke down from, linger around, trap longs, and then continue back down. Then real quick, SHPH had a nice little pop today too. From $36, it ran up here to 41. Pulled down to that previous day's close at 38. Then from 38, it had a good run up to 45. It's a bit of a high risk type of play, but this has been a good one the last week and a half. NERV. Yeah, you see there, Rome, the stock market, it's very trendy. And I've said this many, many, many times before, and it's true, man. There are so many people out here looking and looking. And the way I like to look at things is there's always going to be a theme going on. And it's up to me to figure out what that theme is. The quicker I can pick up on what the theme is, then I can take advantage of it until it stops working. And you and I both know these themes, they can last anywhere from a week to a few weeks to a few months. Heck, it could even last a whole year. Man, time moves fast when I stream. It's already going on 11 a.m. Now look at INM as it pushes up to a new high of day again. Now it's hitting $18. 1790. I'm back. Now look at it too. INM from right here at 10:15 at $14. It has now ran up $4 a share in what, 40 minutes. All you needed to do was get a little slice of the pie out of that whole $4 move. Even if you made $1 on that, it's still pretty good. Remember, we're not looking to get a piece of the whole pie. All we want is just a slice of the pie. Just a slice. If you can consistently do that every day, that's where your consistency starts coming in. If you go after the whole pie, you're being too aggressive and greedy, and you won't be around in the stock market long. So if you've made a trade and you're up on the day, lock it in, close it up. You did your job for the day. Go and enjoy the rest of the day. If you haven't traded anything and it's approaching 11 a.m., there's no shame. Sometimes no trade is the best trade. Go back, learn from these charts and setups, and come back tomorrow looking for more opportunity. And I think that's a big key thing that kills a lot of people, is they show up every day in the stock market with one thing on their mind: how much money can I make today? And they feel like they have to trade every single day, right? I've been there. I've done it. When I first was starting to learn about the stock market and getting into this, I was like so discouraged because I was under the PDT rule, and I felt like I should not be restricted on how many times I should trade. So I was opening up multiple brokerages, getting 9, 12-day trades. And then I'd stumble across YouTube videos of people talking about opening offshore brokers, funding them to be able to trade unlimited. And you don't need to trade 30 to 50 times a week. All you really need is a couple good trades a week, and you're golden. Yeah, even the meme stocks had a good run up on them the last few days. For as long as I have been around, a key statement that I never forgot is you do not need to trade 50 to 100 times a week to be profitable. All you need is a couple trades per week. The stock market has always given me opportunities every week. All I have to do is just wait for them. Well, I think that's going to wrap it up for me, you guys. It's already going on after 11 a.m. Eastern Time. Some good opportunities out here today to start the week. We had INM with a nice morning pullback and a nice $4 run up. from 14. What else did we have? SHPH was another one. Running up from 36 up here to a high of 45. That's a nice $9 per share run within the first 45 minutes of the day. ARQQ heating up this morning, just stepping on up, and running up into a halt. This one still could get that run up to 850. This stock has ran before. But now as we go into lunch hours, I'd be a bit careful. Maybe it sets up power hour in at the end of the day. We also had Pixie. This stock's been in play the last few days. Keep it on watch for any type of squeeze back on up. Today it ran up from $29.50 up to $33. That's a nice $3.50 run. And the S&P 500 SPY, nice run up this morning. Nice gap up and nice morning run. Now it's retracing on down as we go into lunch. PNT was a real quick one. This one's starting to fade out after it stalled out from that wedge. Rome's PXMD, that one's a nice one. Still working its way up. We look here at the 10-minute, it's right up now to our first resistance level we called out at 450. So watch for this one to start to retrace on down. Back down here to 4 in that VWAP and build up for that breakup over 450. This one's still looking pretty good for a continuation. And again, this is a new name IPO. This is a good call out here, Rome. PGY. Oh yeah. Once again, a new name IPO that opened back in, what is that, June? It's starting to break from this downtrend. It started here back in the early August from $34.50 all the way down to $9. It's starting to perk up right here. You got your moving averages coming together too, forming a squeeze. So PGY, yeah, this is a good one. 28.5 million float. Let's see some levels real quick. There's 20. It broke down from that and it trended down right here at 11. It's trying to build off of that 11. It push on up. 12 is resistance. Looks like 13. 14. So with PGY, you're going to want to take it in $1 intervals. $1. Every $1 is looking like resistance. At 12, 13, 14, and then 15, 50, $16. That's your next level right there. Let's see if we measure from this. 50% is at 1650. That green line is the potential for a swing that it could run up to. $13.50. That's where the 50-day moving average is on the daily chart. Light volume right now, but it's starting to heat up. It's starting to heat up just like what INM did. You're on the right track, Rome. Remember, you want to see it before everybody else and see the opportunity before everybody else. It's just starting to set up and get up and going. So if it can continue to build, it's looking pretty good. $11 from 11 up to 12. Now if it can get up over 12 and then 12 hold, your next step is 13 bucks. It's got a lot of levels to get through, but one level at a time, right?